Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the thing that I'm probably the most proud of was I thought the way they came out after the second half. As I told them, the team that maybe I first knew would have been up 30-7 and would have relaxed. And I challenged them, A, we have to build a competitive stamina to play for 60 minutes. And B, you have to love your teammates enough to get all those. The best part of that was seeing all those kids at the end getting, a guy like Maverick Noonan have a tackle for loss who missed a whole year with a knee injury, or the guys who walk on, the guys who are on the scout team have a chance to play. So that to me was, everyone will be walking around the building with a little bit more, vim and vigor because they got a chance to play. So that was awesome. There's a lot of good things in the game, obviously. There's a lot of things we had to clean up. One drive exposed us a little bit, just the tempo. They do such a great job with their tempo, and they're aggressive. I really like their team. We wanted to give all of our guys a chance to play, but, didn't want to embarrass them. Wanted to give Jalen, Graham's had a chance to throw the ball some. And, they competed to the end. I really like their team. But happy with it for our guys to come away with a win and get all those guys in the game. So with that, I'll take your questions.
I know it's first game, and you haven't had a chance to watch the tape. But what's your general impression of the way that Billy not only threw the ball, but managed key moments in the first half?
There was some good and there was some bad, right? So the best one was he three-way checked. He three-way checked the long run by Emmett, right? Like he checked it and then they kind of moved and he checked it back. And so then he checked it again and got us to that run. So like when you have a freshman that's checking and reloading things, that's an unbelievable job by Sat putting those kinds of things in. Great job by Glenn teaching it. Great job by Dylan learning it. And then also all the O-line and all those guys being on the right call. There were some other things, like there was a 3rd and 2 where he heard RPO, the receivers didn't, so there were some of those moments, right? I thought the biggest thing was, we were, I think, until that last one, we were like 11 of 16 on third down. I think we probably finished 11 of 17 on third down. A lot of those were runs late in the game, but I think we had some really big third down conversions. And then, I told you guys, I think sometimes people think maybe I say things and I don't really mean them sometimes because, I say a lot of things. But like with 8 seconds left in a timeout to take a shot in the end zone, right, that is saying that we're going to play the way we want them to play someday. And I didn't call a timeout and say, hey, now remember, hey, get it up, get it down. And he took a shot and boom. So I was really happy with that. So I thought for a first game for Dylan, a lot of great things. I think there's a lot of things we have to clean up as a staff, and we will.
Isaiah Nair is a guy who's waited a couple of years to be on a college football field himself. What can you say about Isaiah? I think he ended up with 121 or something.
Is that what he did? I'm so happy for him. Yeah, I thought, the big time catch, down the sideline for that long ball. We also had a lot of pass interferences, right, where we extended drives by taking shots down the field. And he worked the middle of the field, too. Some big catches on RPOs going up. He's not afraid to go up and extend it across the middle. I thought really we got a contribution from pretty much everyone, Big third down by Bonner, big third down by Nayor, then the shot to Banks at the end. So really happy for Isaiah. He does everything right for us. When we got him, Mitch Cholinsky had known him at Texas. Said he was a great guy. He's been a great addition. And, that receiving core, there was no jealousy out there today. It was just an amazing vibe from those guys.
What did you think about that safety that kind of turned the game? The game 7-7 and was a huge play in the game.
Yeah, we've worked so hard on not fumbling the ball. And we talked all week about, hey, they're going to tackle us low. And so for us to put that ball on the ground on the 4-yard line, and I went out to the defensive huddle and I tried to say something. Marquise was like, man, we know what we're doing. We've been here before. Like they were excited to play. And you saw them. I don't even know how that all happened. I didn't see exactly what happened, but I just saw guys playing really hard and fast on defense. And so that was great because it was such complimentary football because I think they kicked it to us. Jacory had a decent return, and then we went down and scored, right? So that was a 9-point swing, and that's kind of we want to go on runs. We want to score, stop somebody, get the ball back with good field position and score, or kind of like that, and that happened there.
Matt, you had 33 carries across those 4 running backs. What did you learn about that group today?
I thought they all made plays. The shame of it with Dante, he had that fumble, but he was really running well. Dante's done such a good job. Like at the end of the spring, I would have probably put him at 4th, right? And he's really brought himself where I think he was the second back in the game today. And, it's not really like, hey, this guy's, Ramir went first. It's kind of like, hey, Ramir and Emmett do the same thing. So it's kind of, a little different thing. But Dante, I thought he was really playing well, running the ball well, and then had that fumble, right? But happy to see him come back. So Gabe, showed some really good plays. Emmett with the long run. Ramir, I thought he ran hard. And so I was pleased with the whole group. And Maurice got in there and played well too. So.
And then what about the offensive line? Dylan enjoyed a clean pocket most of the day, and also how they helped in the running.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we finished with rushing, but I mean, I think with I don't know what is it. We finished with 507 yards, but with 223 yards rushing. I mean, I thought they were clean. This is a team that blitzes a lot. We gave up one sack where Dylan had to come out and we got beat on a late twist and Dylan signaled something, the receiver didn't get it. That's one of those things going back to we have to be cleaner at when you play, you get into Big Ten play. You can't have missed signals, so we have to improve. But had that ball gotten out, I think we'd have come away from the day with no sacks. And really, again, those 3rd and 12s, even we had that unfortunate OPI moved us back. It was like 2nd and 17 or 3rd and 17. We hit 2 plays in a row. I thought the O-line gave great protection. And our backs do a good job of chipping, which is really good.
How beneficial was it just to be at home today in this type of setting compared to maybe a year ago? You had to open on the road on a Thursday night, sold out, just to kind of build this team the way you want to build it.
Well, I think, first of all, I'll say this. I mean, there's not many places in the country where people stay for the whole game the way our stands do. I mean, it's unbelievable, right? Like, usually at the end of the game, you can kind of yell out, like, hey, run it, give it to so-and-so, run it. And we're still having to use the headset. I mean, if you notice in the game, I started off with a single. You probably didn't notice, but I started off with a single, and I had to go to a double earphone today. It was so loud on the field. I mean, it was so loud. It's loud on offense. Like we put Heinrich in, and everyone got real loud. And I'm kind of like, I'm doing the old, hey, be quiet. But but it was great. It was great to have that atmosphere, have that crowd. When you're at home, you have all those kids that can get in the game. Last year was really tough. I've talked a lot about that, but last year's now kind of over. So we got a chance to start at home. We got off to a good start. Coming in, some of the older guys were really happy. They were saying they had never really experienced that kind of a game where the game was over at halftime, really, and it was, they're watching all their young guys get in. They hadn't really, and maybe they have, I don't know, but they said they hadn't had that. We certainly didn't have that last year. This game last year, Louisiana Tech was 28-14 or so. It was good to see them, put it away.
0 for 2 on 4th down. What's the biggest thing to fix?
I'm sorry.
But, yeah.
I didn't hear what you said.
No, sorry. 0 for 2 on 4th down. What was the biggest thing to fix going into Colorado?
0 for 2. We were all 0 for 2 on 4th down.
Yeah.
Although we had a couple, I think that got by penalty. So no, I think we're going to go for it on 4th. I mean, the last one was, at the end where we don't want to, we have the 3rd team guys out there, but there's a lot of things that we have to fix before Colorado. There's a lot of things we have to fix before Big Ten play. This is game 1. You make your biggest jump, before from game 1 to game 2. So I just felt like with our team, we just really needed to play. Like, we needed to get out there and play, see what it looked like, see what was good, see what was bad, and now we can go back and fix it. Like, I thought IGC did a nice job on the punt returns. I thought Jacory was dynamic on the kick returns. So, you say, I thought we got close to maybe blocking a punt, So there's a lot of things, though, that I can go back now and say, okay, let's fix this. That's why I'll say, I'm sorry to interrupt to say this. That's why I thought it was really important at the end. Like, at the end, you don't want to embarrass the opponent, and they're so competitive. But I thought it was really good we at least got to kick a field goal. You know what I mean? Like, we've talked so much about kicking. To kick a field goal, I think, was really important for us. Sorry, Sam.
You had spent basically 9 months trying to retool the offense, and Dylan's a big part of that. But the picture that you saw today, was that maybe the first step that you were hoping to see going into the game, the way that they played, and the yards they gained, and the points they scored?
Yeah, we're a lot. I mean, we're better than we were, right? And so, even the crew that was here, they said, hey, what do you want to see on offense? I said, well, last time you called one of our games, you called us a disgrace on offense. So, and they were kind of like, oh, we don't mean that. I said, no, we were. Like, I don't take that offense. Like, that's where we were. The thing I didn't do was overreact. I didn't fire Sat and fire everybody. I said, okay, we'll get a little bit better. And now you're out there, you see guys making plays. You see the O-line blocking, tight end. I mean, our tight end play today was excellent. They had some catches, but they had a lot of key blocks. So, our check game, the ability to, check runs was so much better. I just think we're better than we were, and we're going to continue to get better. And the guys like Jacory add a dynamic element. Now one of those plays got called back, but that would have been a dynamic play. The big receivers made some plays, so we're just better. But we have to get a lot better moving forward.
I don't want to jinx anything, but what does +1 on the turnover margin mean today?
Yeah, and let me ask you this: did they count the safety as a turnover?
No.
Well, they should. I might do it in our building. Yeah, that seems like a turnover, does it not? I mean, I was sitting there because we were -1, and then we did that, and I was like, well, okay, we're even right now. But, and I was happy for Ramir. I mean, you're talking about a kid that I did not bring to camp. Okay, did not bring to camp, and over his body weight, right? And even in pregame today, he said to me, hey, I'm 205, which is what I told him. I said, if you're 205, you can play. If you're 206, you can't play, right? Which is funny. Me fighting with guys about their body weight, like it's a pot calling the kettle black, but he made a play. He's a really good football player, and so I was so happy to see that. I mean, who else had one? Malcolm had one, so I mean, that was good, to be +1. And it's not like, sometimes you guys have heard me say +7. What I really would like to do is be like +1, +2 every game. I don't want to have like, hey, we got 7 in one game and that skews the numbers. I just want to come out every game plus, because, a lot of these games are going to come down to the last possession. If you can steal a possession, then you have a chance. And I think the safety is a way of stealing a possession.
How more important was it to reward these guys for the win? You worked so hard, obviously, and you actually got the grief that proves your labor.
Yeah, but they had to reward themselves. Like, they had to go do it, right? And so, I feel like there was such energy today in the meetings and the walkthroughs. This has been a great week of practice. There was so much energy about playing, and then again, the challenge at halftime to come out in the second half, and then they came out in the second half, and I thought they played, right? And so, I made this comment about all the fans who stayed to the very end, but, I thought our guys played hard to the very end, and I thought their team played hard to the very end. I mean, I really respect that, and so that wasn't one of those, sometimes you get those games right, and everyone starts throwing punches, and it gets chippy and ugly, and that was two teams that respected each other. So that's what Nebraska football is about to me, and it was good to be a part of it, but I'm happy for our guys. We're 1-0. I told them, I said, I don't, I'll answer the one. I don't care about next week's game yet. I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning. I'm going to enjoy this. This was hard to do, and they've worked really hard to get there. We'll wake up tomorrow and we'll start it all over again.
Sorry.
Thanks, guys.